Hey y'all, Kalia here and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you've been rocking with me for all this time, welcome back. So thankful that you guys are here, and honestly I have to say that I am very thankful that I am even able to make this video and to live to tell about it. So just yesterday, March 31st, 2023, we had two tornadoes to touch down in our city. I am in the city of Little Rock, so that is central Arkansas, and thank God that it did not come near my home, but the damage that it did, the most damage to the area was about 5 to 6 miles from where I lived. So my day started out getting donuts for my office because I had just put on a huge event that I had to, put on, and I had a lot of the people in the office to actually assist me and help me with that event. So I was like, I'm gonna get them donuts, all varieties at Mark's Donuts, and if you know, you know. So I'm gonna insert a little clip about, the donuts and what they look like, and that's how my day started. This is the best of the best in donuts. Happy Friday. I'm taking some donuts to my office today. They are so good. Only the best. Mark's Donuts. So as you can see, those donuts look amazing. So after that, I got to the office and just kind of started tying up loose ends to verify and do all of the charges that I had to charge on my P card and things of that nature. Put up the rest of the supplies, leftover cutlery, and all of that. So that's what I was working on, and I felt like maybe around 11-ish, I was getting text messages from my son's school stating that we are preparing for severe weather, and if things are to escalate, we will not be releasing the children. So that was that. I was reading the updates, carrying on with my day. Around lunchtime, we sent out emails to invite other people from other departments to come in and enjoy some of the leftover food that we had catered, because it was a lot of food and it was good food. So they were coming in, and a lady that has now taken my previous position was asking me a couple of questions, and I was still getting these alerts about the severe weather. And by this time it was 1:30-ish, almost 2 o'clock, and around 1:45 her spouse called her and said that they were getting ready to take cover in downtown Little Rock, and that she needed to take cover and do the things that she needed to do. We received an email, an email blast basically saying these are the procedures and the steps that we need to take, that everybody needed to go down to the first floor and get in the hallway. By that time, I was getting other updates from my son's school stating that they were now moving the students into the hallway. So that was that. This was taking place, it was about 1:55. Then we heard the siren. We have, of course, a siren alarm that they do a test every Wednesday at noon. So we always know what to expect. Let me know if you have that in your city, and when do they do that? We do ours every Wednesday at noon. So then that siren sound was very familiar, and it was going off, and we were still on the 3rd floor, and I was like, okay, we need to go down now. So I went down to the 2nd floor. They were still trying to clean up the leftover food, and then another one of my staff members was actually at her computer trying to send out what we call the rave alert that comes in through the university and the UA systems. So I had gotten an alert from the college, but we did not get our work alert because she was not able to activate it to send out. So then she was kind of fussy and was like, you need to go downstairs. So I gathered my things and I went downstairs. Right before all of that, another staff member had told our office to just go home. So a few other staff members had already left. Now, right before we went downstairs, now that I think about it, there were schools in the outskirts of Little Rock saying, come get your children. So they were getting in their cars, leaving to go and get their children. We were not able and allowed to get our children, but when I think about it, after all of this is said and done, they were safer at school and not out on the road. Because just imagine if families would have gotten home at 1 they would have been in their homes if they lived in that area at that time. So we're down in the hallway, and then by this time it's like 2:15, 2:30, and the siren is going off again. So we have no clue where it has hit, because we're just kind of in that hallway talking, trying to figure out things and figure out what our next protocol would be. So at some point we decided, a staff member and I, that we just needed to go home because we were already told to go. And I really did want to drive by my son's school to kind of see what was going on. So I texted him and I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, where are you all? And he said that they were in the hallway and that he was fine. And I said, well, I am headed, you know, home, but I passed the school and I realized that they will not release y'all. But meanwhile, there was a huge long line for the drive-through to pick up students, but they were not able to access the students. So the line was just backed up, and there was no reason for me to go in that line. So I just went home. Of course, just praying and just counting my blessings and hoping that nothing was going on. By that time, my child had also texted me and said, well, Rodney Parham got hit bad. I'm like, how does he know this? So of course I get on socials and I'm starting to see like drone footage of all of this. And then a friend of mine posted that they lost their home, but they were all safe. No one was in the house. So I was so thankful for that. And I was just praying. Then I started to receive phone calls and texts just to see if I'm okay, asking, you know, what our whereabouts were for myself and my child. And I was able to report that we were okay. So after a while, I was becoming really restless, and I had reached out to my friend. I texted her and I just said, do you need anything? And she just said thank you, and I didn't hear anything back. But for some reason in my mind, I thought, well, maybe I can just take a back way because I know the city so well, and maybe get down to this back street to see the damage of her home. Well, I'm about to insert footage where it was like, I didn't even realize how bad even the wind was just 3 miles from my home. That's where the traffic lights stopped being in operation. They were not operable, and traffic was backed up so bad. So I'm gonna insert the clip here to let you kind of see a little bit of what was going on. You guys, this day has not ended the way that I would have hoped. So we had a tornado warning, and it was very, very pressing, and it seemed to be quite severe. And I was in the university area when we had to end up around 2:10 p.m. evacuating, go to the first floor and get into the halls of our office. So since then, I've tried to venture out, and all of the lights in the west area of Little Rock are out. Like from here and then back this way, they're out, and then going on over to here. So the power is out, and I just found out that one of my friends lost their home. It's her spouse, a child on the way, and their pet, and they have lost their house. And I'm in shock because I knew that it's a street called Rodney Parham. It is in disarray and it's really, really bad, but was not aware that it got to her house. So it's just a lot of chaos right now going on, and I'm just in shock. Just did not expect this. So I was just kind of getting a little bit of footage, and I will be back. Y'all, the power is just out everywhere. They have cut off the road to go straight, which that's the way I was attempting to go to see my friend's residence. I just don't know. Are all closed down in this area. They have no power. I just don't know how they're gonna do it. I really don't know. I need to get another lane at this point, but let me focus on this and I'll tune back in. Currently trying to fix some of the power lines, but I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna gonna be able to get to the area that I'm trying to get to. We will see. They have blocked it off. I was trying to go in the back way. It's blocked off. Oh my Lord. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see what I'm trying to see, y'all. I can't even do all this film and show y'all, but it was a mess over there close to my friend's house, and they just put up the tape and they will not let us make a left. I'm trying to get over there to see, but I just don't know how I'm gonna get over there, because this is where it's all at. Like, so these are like the back neighborhoods of Rodney Parham, and I don't know if I can even get over there to see it because they're so busy blocking everything off. Now her spouse was able to somehow get over there and get in to save their pet, but this may have been like early on before it got that bad. But I saw apartments, I saw the tops of apartments gone. I know I did see that. So it's just people out and it's just stuff everywhere. Oh man. Look, okay, I got that. It's on top of the vehicle. 2 trees just took it. 2-story house just gone. That isn't even a third of what the city went through and the damages of these 2 tornadoes that touched down. With that said, I just was so like, I was in disbelief, but miraculously, by the grace of God, I didn't hear of one fatality. Like, I didn't hear anything about a fatality. I don't know if that will surface later on, but as far as I know, the only thing I heard was that there were pets that died, and there were about 24 injuries where people were taken to the hospital, hospitalized. So that alone is just really, really miraculous, and I feel like people really are taking these tornadoes seriously, because we have had over the years horrific tornadoes just wipe through the Mayflower Conway area. They didn't really quite get to us. So we know the effects of that and the aftermath. We've experienced it so many times. On top of that, usually we would be without power or whatever from what happened in past tornadoes. So we take it very serious. And I have always, whenever we heard sirens, it's usually like in the late evenings. We're home, we get in our closet. My son don't play about it. It makes him very nervous and anxious. So we get in that closet. But this time around, it was so severe, and I'm at work and he's at school and we are parked. So I feel like that we handled it really well, and I just thank God for covering us and covering this state overall. The cleanup is going to take time. We have actually been claimed as a state emergency, and they have sent in the National Guard. So today I thought, well, let me go out and just kind of see where I can go. Maybe get a little breakfast, snack, brunch. So I was in my area, which is more south, so that I felt, well, they don't have roads blocked off, because the more west you go, that's where you're gonna find a lot of road blockage and no traffic lights. So I'm rolling down the road to try to get to Midtown, and all of a sudden the traffic lights are no longer working, and they're still without power. I realized that they were closed down last night, but I just thought it was due to the weather, where they actually did not have power. And then I passed one spot, and the power lines, the pole broke, and it collapsed down. They had fire truck out there, the police, they were all out there, and then they just had all the onlookers because it's near a grocery store. So that power line was down and a lot of damage. So then the restaurants were not open except for where I decided to go have a little bit of brunch. They were working off of a generator. So as far as anything like the toaster, you couldn't get any toast or anything like that, but their grill was miraculously working. So they were able to do like the buns and all of that, and the meats and side salads and the drinks. So that worked out. And I just kind of sat there and just really kind of reflected on just how I thought about all of this, and really, you know, the people that are affected. Now, my friend, thank God, all of her family is here, as far as her parents and her grandparents. So she actually has, her and her husband and stuff, they have a home to go to. But the reason why I was so concerned about them was that their house is basically damaged, and then all the houses around them it's just flattened. But by the grace of God, theirs was not flattened, but it's just ruined, and it's a total loss. But she's 27 weeks pregnant, so I was really concerned about her. But I actually got to talk to her by phone today, and I'm just glad to report that they are okay, and that the material things, although you don't want that to happen, it can be replaced, but their lives are sustained and there will not a scratch on them. So that's good to know. Let's see, I'm going to insert a bit of a clip from when I went and grabbed something to eat, and just some other footage where I saw different, you know, people that were essential workers just kind of on standby. So you can see that here. Hey guys, I'm just trying something new. This is the steak fear wraps, and it looks delicious. I typically don't eat a lot of like pork and stuff like that, but I don't know, maybe it's a kind of thing given all the chaos that has been going on as this is day 2 of tornado and power is out, whatever. They must have a generator to be able to prepare the food, but either way, I'm grateful. So dig in. Hey y'all, so this is April 1st, day 2, and it's pretty evident that there are, you know, tow trucks and electric personnel on standby, and this is on the south side, and I have been on the west side where most all of the damage is, and over here on the south because I had to run an errand for my child. And so over here, the Walmart parking lot, and then on the west side at the Target and Home Depot, they have what you call power line crews and electric company crews just kind of on standby to get all of this cleared up. So I just kind of wanted to show y'all a little bit of that. I really haven't been putting a lot of or recording a lot of this because, you know, I just really feel, you know, for people and concerned about them, and I just haven't been recording all of what I've seen. But as you saw on day 1, I did record a little bit of footage, so I hope that gives you a little synopsis of really how traumatic and dangerous these 2 tornadoes were on yesterday. So with that being said, that's really kind of my viewpoint, my perspective of what went on with this tornado. I don't even know the half. I'm still seeing new reports and people that are associates of mine that were affected and impacted because apartments were hit. So one mother with 3 kids, a 2-week-old, was in her storage building trying to protect her children. They are fine, but it's still just like the surface level. So I know this cleanup is probably going to take a month or more just to get all the debris up and out of the way and to rebuild people's lives. So at the very least, like, my gratitude is way up here. I have had so many downs over the past few months, and I just, like, even this was like, I don't know how to deal with it, but it's one day at a time, and faith, staying prayed up, and just knowing that, you know, you have to have that attitude of gratitude. You have to be thankful and count your blessings. So I just wanted to come on here to kind of fill you all in. You know, so many people are concerned about us here in Arkansas, rightfully so, but I just wanted to give you kind of like a look inside to what I was able to capture on yesterday and today. And if you've ever been in this situation, you know, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you are here in the city with me, let me know, kind of let me know how things are for you and your family. I hope everyone is okay. No matter where you are in the world, no matter where you are watching, I just appreciate you for taking the time to, you know, tune in and support me, and I appreciate that. So until next time, peace, abundance, and blessings. Bye.